name is Tamathy, and I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I'm the oldest of 21 kids. There were 12 girls, 9 boys, same parents, no twins. And my mom, we had to go to the doctors a lot, just about every week. Every week there was somebody that had an ear infection, or a tonsil infection, or a toenail infection, or usually some kind of infection. And then my mom, every week, had to go and see the obstetrician, because she was always pregnant. And when she wasn't pregnant, we had to go to take the new baby to see the doctor. So we were always going to the doctor, which was about an hour away from where we lived. And so she would load us all up in the van and drive us. And during the school year, a lot of us were in school, but in the summertime, it was just us at home. And she'd load us up into our giant van and drive this hour long down all these curvy roads to the doctor's office. And she'd make a whole day of it, because for my mom, this was her social life. This was the fun that she had, because the whole rest of her life was spent with us, these people that she had created, but weren't really that fun yet. And so, to get any time with adults, she had to take us to the doctors. And the doctors and the nurses and the people at the pharmacy were her friends, and the people that she loved to talk to, because my mom loves to talk. She can talk like nobody's business, and she talks with her whole body, and she tells stories, and she gets people laughing. And we knew that people loved her because we could see them through the window of the store while we sat in the van and waited for hours and hours and hours. And I'm not joking. It was a long, long time. So long that we lost track of time. So long that we forgot who we were. So long that we sat and played and let our lips dry out and then let them get wet again. And then we would try to kill each other for a while and then get bored with that. And then we'd sing songs and make up stories, and then we'd go back, and all the time we were watching for my mom through the window. And sometimes it looked like she was about to come out. People were laughing. And she'd go and she'd turn, and we'd be like, here she comes, she's coming. We'd tell all the kids, she's coming, she's coming. But then no, this crowd was too good. She turned back, one more story. And with the whole van would be like, oh, one more story. But eventually she would come out. She didn't leave us there for days, just hours. So eventually she'd come out to the van, and we would all like, oh, and she's like, what are you complaining about? She still had that glow from, her last performance. And so she said, what are you complaining about? I wasn't in there that long, and now I'm going to take you to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken with the drive-thru. Now the thing about this van, it was huge, it was heavy, a big brown van, and the thing about it is that you couldn't take your foot off the gas, because if you did, it would die. And the only way to start it again was to push it, and the only people big enough to push it were me and my 3 sisters. And so we had to push the van, and so it was always in the drive-thrus of the Kentucky Fried Chicken that my mom would start talking to the girl in the window and take her foot off the gas, and the van would die. But the other really fun part about the drive-thru was the speaker system, because my mom loved that. She would pull up, and when they said, hello, welcome to Kentucky Fried Chicken, can I take your order, please? Then my mom would start singing an opera. And then when the girl said, excuse me? Then my mom would say, oh, I hate these intercoms, I'll just pull around. So then she would pull up to the window, and there would be a really confused-looking 16-year-old that would look really frightened now, too, and would say, can I take your order? And then my mom would order 5 million pounds of chicken, and lots of napkins, and potatoes, and all the things you order at Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then she would say, oh, one more thing. Could you heat up this bottle of milk in the microwave for me, just like 3 seconds? And the girl would be like, oh, okay, sure. All of us in the van knew that this was a bottle of breast milk. And it horrified us and embarrassed us to death, but we couldn't do anything. We just had to keep smiling as we passed the bottle like a bomb up to the girl. We took it and put it in the KFC microwave for a few seconds. But then the fun part came when the girl said, okay, well that will be however much money. And my mom was like, oh, okay. And then she would start looking very frightened and start looking all around the van. And then she would say, where's my money? And then we would say, in your bra. And she'd be like, oh, my bra! And then she would pull her shirt away from her chest and reach way down in and pull out this wad of cash, all of the money. And by this time, the teenagers completely frightened and wants us to leave so badly that she's forgotten all of her KFC training and is just like, thank you, okay, go away.